Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. Happy New Year. This is the first episode of 2024. And hopefully we are gonna bring this year in with a bang, not only individually and really go after it, right? But also this podcast episode. I hope it's everything that I want it to be. I'm gonna be talking about the importance of knowledge, strategy, commitment, and a few other things, of course, in your fitness journey and how to actually get results this year. I know it's the season of New Year's resolutions and all the things, creating new habits and quitting old habits and just, the season of starting fresh and changing. And a lot of times that can be so overwhelming and we have really good intentions and we start out really well and then we kind of get stuck, right? It seems to be this yearly thing that we set resolutions and we never quite finish them or execute on them or whatever. And this year, as far as your health and fitness journey, I want you to succeed, and I'm not going to beat around the bush about what it's going to take, per usual. So last week's episode, I talked about kind of the diet industry bullshit and things that, you're going to be seeing, right? All the detoxes, all the fancy marketing, all the fancy wording, all the ads targeting you. And I got a lot of feedback. I'm so glad that you loved that episode. I never know. I'm just like, I feel like this is something that you guys need to hear and I feel passionate about it. I hope you do too. And you do. So I got a lot of messages from you saying that you really needed that episode, that you were thankful for it, that it opened your eyes to a lot of things. And hopefully now you can see those things and not think twice about buying them. You can just be like, nope, don't need that. Christy said I don't need that. So either that or, if you do start to kind of get sucked in, I've had a lot of messages saying like, oh man, I almost bought, such and such product and finally realized like, that's not what I need. I don't need another product. I need a mindset shift, or I need a lifestyle change, or I need to just fucking do the things, right? If you're not counting your or hitting your macros, if you're not doing the right workouts, if you're not moving your body, like if you're not doing the things, adding in a pink or purple drink isn't going to really change your life. So anyway, coming off of that episode, what I want to talk about in this episode is what you can do, what you need to do, what you should do, right? What will get you results. And the number one thing that I want you to have is knowledge. That's the first thing that I want to talk about. That's part of why last week's episode was all about these things that scam you, because if you have the knowledge of how your body works, what macros are, what good nutrition is, how your metabolism works, how your hormones play a factor, if you have knowledge of what workouts you should be doing and why you should build muscle, and right, if you have the knowledge of how things work, how your body works, then those fancy objects that I talked about last week, they don't look enticing, because once I learned what macros are, how they can work for me, like how I actually need to feed my body, if I'm eating enough food and enough of the right foods, I don't need a fancy drink. I don't need a program that will snatch my waist. I don't need anything that anyone can really sell me. I need to do the right things. And so the knowledge is so important. And that's what I really work on with my clients, with my one-on-one clients especially. And that's what I really am passionate about, is giving you knowledge. I always say to my clients, I don't ever want you to leave me necessarily, but at the same time, I do, like, my want is for you to be able to do this without me. I don't want you to go through your entire life needing someone to, it's not necessarily a bad thing. There are times when I wish I had someone to be like, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? But all in all, I want you to have the knowledge for yourself, because knowledge is power. Knowledge equals confidence. Knowledge is great. And if you don't have it, then you can easily be led in the wrong direction, right? So if you don't know what to do or why to do it, how will you stick to it? If you don't know what to eat, how much to eat, what macros are, what workouts are good, what your body parts do, what each system does. I'm not saying you need to go into depth, but you do need to understand your body. I've talked about this before. It's so important. You need to learn about your body, right? Period. After all, that's what you're trying to change. And I'm very passionate about this. Like, stop hiring people. I don't want you to have to always be hiring people to help you with your journey, not to do the same thing anyway, right? If you're always hiring someone that's part of an MLM, for God's sake, to change your health, like, that's not gonna work. If you're always hiring someone to help you lose weight, that's not good. Like, we need to fix that. You can hire people to help with your metabolism, your hormones, your workouts, your weight loss, you can hire different people, right, along your journey. I definitely have hired people and I need support, but not always in the same area. If you spend your entire life not understanding calories and you're hiring people to create a meal plan for you and count macros for you, that's not a bad thing at first, but please hire someone who can teach you those things, or spend time on Google. I hate saying that. Learn what macros are, how to feed your body, why that's important. Learn about true health, right? And I say, like, literally stop hiring people that are part of an MLM to change your health. That's all I'm seeing right now is people that are part of an MLM to change your health. Now, do I hate MLMs? Not necessarily. But when I was part of an MLM, I was not doing my part in changing my clients' lives. It was more about getting the points and getting the rewards and helping my upline and whatever, right? Like, that's not going to work. So you need to take matters into your own hands and get the knowledge. So number one is knowledge. You have to have it. So in this year, 2024, going forward, make knowledge your main priority right now. Most people don't do this. Most people don't take the time because it's boring. They don't want to. They'll just pay $100 a month to someone they don't know for a drink, for a meal plan, right? Don't do that. You need to learn your body. The biggest change that you can make is learning. And that way you'll know when you see something, you'll be like, that's bullshit. That person's lying. I don't need that, right? And that's a great feeling. It's confidence. It's empowering. When I made a choice one year to change my body and my lifestyle, I had to learn about everything that went into that. And it made a huge difference actually in my adherence to that. Prior to making a choice and learning my body, I was dependent on other people to tell me what macros to do, to tell me what workouts to do. I always felt like I was winging it. And once I really made a choice, okay, this, and it wasn't January 1st, it was in the fall, but I was like, this is what I'm doing now. I'm purchasing this program. I'm following it, not to a T, but I'm following it and I'm not going to give up, right? I'm going to increase my macros. I'm going to focus on building muscle. I'm going to deal with everything that comes along with that. I'm still dealing with everything that comes along with that. It never goes away. But I made that choice and gained the knowledge that I needed. Speaking of making a choice, that's number 2. So once you have the knowledge, you have to make a choice what you want for your body. Honestly, you could make a choice to just not worry about your body for a minute and just learn. Just get the knowledge. But then physically, you do have to make a choice if you want muscle gain. Do you want fat loss, or do you want a recomp, which would be both? If you want muscle gain, you're going to have to eat differently and work out differently than you would if you only want fat loss. If you want body recomp, it's a little bit slower process, but it's the best of both worlds in my opinion. I, for one, am not interested in giving up calories. I do not want to feel hungry. I've spent too many years doing that. I don't want to do that. I want to look strong. I want to be strong. I want to feel strong. I want to eat enough to fuel my body. That means I'm probably going to be a little bit, quote unquote, bigger than I used to be. But that's what I want, is to recomp, right? So you have to make a choice. Once you have the knowledge, you can make a choice. Do I want to gain muscle? Do I want to lose fat? Or do I want both, which would be body recomp? Also make the choice, do you want to give up certain foods or not? Do you want to give up time with your friends, going out, having a good time, or not? What do you want, and what are you willing to do to get that body? And are you willing to do that forever? Because what you're willing to do to, get to the next step, oftentimes you have to be willing to do that forever, right? And that's why I do this in such a way that's very strategic, which we're going to talk about next. I talked about in previous episodes about phases that you should be lifting, this time of year. In my opinion, in the winter, it's great for eating a little bit more and bulking up and building muscle. And then in the spring, summer, we shed down and we display that muscle. That gives us the opportunity to be able to eat more and enjoy holidays, enjoy family. And it also gives us the opportunity to build muscle, which helps with our metabolism, which helps with fat burn. And we can have the cake and eat it too. But it's important to know that you have to be doing this in cycles. And this is how I'm willing to live my life. I'm willing to give up certain things in the spring, summer so that I can shed fat and display my muscle, knowing that I'm going to be able to eat more in the fall and winter. I personally am not willing to be in a fat loss phase that often. I do not like to give up foods. I do not want to give up time with my family, with my friends. I have done that for too long that I drew a line in the sand that one year that I made the difference, I'm like, I'm building muscle, period. Yes, I'll say no to foods like on occasion, don't get me wrong. But when you make the decision to eat clean or follow this meal plan, you are saying, I'm not going to do anything but this for a long time. This is a lifestyle. And I just wasn't willing personally to live the way that I had been living. When I was a Beachbody coach, I always feel like I'm ripping on this, but this is just my experience. When I was a Beachbody coach, I started to notice the world around me, other Beachbody coaches, honestly, fitness accounts in general. I feel like they're either just posting about fitness, which I find is boring, or they're actually living just about fitness. And that's what I was doing. I was always posting about fitness. I was always thinking about fitness. I was always planning my fitness, my meal planning, meal prepping, my workouts, my water, my walking, it was so obsessive. And I thought, I'm not willing to live this way anymore. I want to count my macros in a healthy way. I want to do my workouts in a healthy way, physically and mentally. That's what I'm willing to do, period. I have to be done obsessing about it. I have to be done with these people surrounding me and being my accountability that are so focused on perfection and the containers and the meal planning and the checking off every single box. I personally don't want to live that way anymore. I want to go out with family. I want to go out with friends. I want to have a drink. I want to have an Oreo, right? That's what I want. And I had to change my thinking around that. So you're going to have to make a choice in what you want your body to look like, what your physical goals are, and tie that in alignment with what you're willing to do to get there. And that's for you to decide. Stop letting other people make that decision for you. Stop following accounts I just think personally, when I find someone who is a fitness coach, that's amazing. And I can love their workouts and I love all the things, but I also want to see what they're doing behind the scenes. What do they actually eat when they go out? What are their kids like? Are they able to enjoy the holidays? Or are they so obsessed with just working out? I just want to see the reality of the situation. And that's why I give you the reality of my situation. The weekend between Christmas and New Year's, where I'm at right now recording this, I'm so chill. I worked out once. I'm taking the time to organize, think it through, get ready for the new year. I'm not overdoing it. I'm not talking about getting back on track, and I'm not talking about meal prepping. Everybody can just chill out. And I think that's so important to say. And that's what I'm living. That's what I'm preaching, because that's what I'm doing. And that's my choice, is to, yes, recomp. And I want to do that in a slower, healthier way. So once you have the knowledge, then you have to make it the choice of what you want to look like, what you want to feel like, what you're willing to give up, and what you're not. And then you have to find out the strategy that you will use to fulfill that choice. Strategy takes out the guesswork. You have to have a plan. You have to stop winging it. If you don't know how to make a plan, hire someone. I'm just going to say this. Stop fucking around with your body and your time and your health and your life. Year after year after year, you say you're going to get your shit together, you're going to change your habits, you're going to start working out differently, you're going to do all these things, and you don't do it. And it's disheartening to me to see people stuck in this cycle. And if you can't get out of a cycle, hire someone. If you need to hire someone for your mentality, go to a therapist. If you need to hire someone to create a meal plan for you, actually not create a meal plan for you, I don't like that. If you need to hire someone to help you create a plan, macros, and help you with your recipes and help you with setting up your own meal plan, that's totally fine. Like, hire someone. There's nothing wrong with hiring someone to get you started. Having a plan makes each day more simple. You don't have to wake up and be like, oh, what workout am I going to do today? I don't even know. I'm so stressed out. No, it's already there. You have it on an app or you have it in a PDF, like you have it in an email. Get up, hit your macros, do your workout. Like, just stop messing around with it. I think sometimes we just act like it's not a big deal. And at the end of the day, it is a big deal. It's your body. Like I said, it's your time that you're wasting. It's your health that you're wasting. And overall, it's your life. I love getting up knowing what my macros are. I love having my staple foods, so it's freaking easy to hit my macros. I love having a workout plan to follow. I look at my piece of paper that I printed off. I do those workout moves. I end it. I'm done. I stretch. I go inside and I'm done. It takes out the overthinking. It takes out the stress. Now, if you're following a plan and it's not working, then it's time to switch it up. It's okay to be in a plateau. It's okay to not always see results. Once you make the choice of what you want, what you're willing to do, all the things, you have the strategy, you next have to commit. And that's the fourth thing that I want to talk about. So we have knowledge, you make a choice, you find the strategy to help you fulfill that choice, and then you commit to it. This is the big part. You have to stop quitting. And most of the time you're quitting because what you have set up is too hard. What you have set up isn't working. What you have set up, actually, the reason you quit is because you don't have the knowledge, you didn't make the choice, and you don't have the strategy. Without those things, you'll quit so much easier. With all of those things in place, once you've done all of the things previous to committing, the only thing left to do is to do it. You have to keep showing up on repeat for as long as it takes. You have to commit. You have to be consistent. You have to be so fucking patient. I just want to scream that and shake some people. You have to be so patient. You can't have the knowledge. You can't make the choice. You can't have the strategy and then wake up the next day and be like, oh, didn't lose any weight. This isn't working. No, this takes a long time. I know this isn't the most beautiful part of the episode. This isn't the pretty part, but don't stop the episode, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. I personally show up every single day in one way or another. And honestly, I have never had a thought otherwise. I have had really dark days where I've thought, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't want to do this, but I do it. I either go for a walk, I get my workout in, I stretch, I show up in the garage and cry through my workout. I'm not doing that so much anymore, but I hit my macros, I drink my water. I don't do all those things every day. That's not what I'm saying. I do one or two of those things every single day. Once I started my journey, okay? Not a workout program. Once I started, not just like one of the little sections, once I realized this is a journey, and it's been years since I started this, 10 years probably. The first few years I was like, I'm just doing some Beachbody programs and they're great. They taught me a lot, but I wasn't committed to the journey at that point. I was just like, I kind of like these workouts. This is fun. Once I thought, this is the journey, Christy, you're figuring all of this shit out. It's going to take forever, right? Once you qualify this as a journey and you say, I'm starting my journey today, you can't stop. My clients show up. My clients work hard. I show up. I work hard. I work with ladies who want to change their body, their habits, their life, their health. I don't work with ladies or clients. My clients, sure, maybe they come to me wanting a quick fix, but honestly, that's not what they're going to get. They quickly realize that this is the long haul, and I'm not just going to change your macros quickly for you. I'm not going to change up your workouts for you just because you want me to or because you think that's what you need. I will say You have to be patient. You have to show up. You came to me saying you wanted to look differently, feel differently. You want to be there for your children. You want health. You want true health. You want to understand food. You want food freedom, right? You want a good relationship with food. You want to understand macros. That's not going to happen in 6 weeks. That's not going to happen with me switching everything up for you. Like, this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to give you the knowledge. You have to make the choice of what you want for your body, what you want for your life. And it's okay to change that 20 times. It's okay to start out thinking, I want fat loss. And then you think, actually, I want to freaking eat more. I'm hungry. I actually want muscle gain. And then actually that's happening too fast. I actually want to slow that down. That's what I do all of the time, by the way. I actually want to slow down my muscle gain and just kind of chill out for a minute, regroup, right? It's okay to make a choice and change it. And then you have to change the strategy a little bit. You have to change your mindset, right? Then you have to commit to that. But I will not be the one to make this sound pretty and cute and fun, because it's not. This is the part where it gets a little gritty, but this is the part where you unfuck your fitness, okay? This is a very important episode, because if you do these things, you set yourself up for success in 2024 because you take your power back. You now have the knowledge. You made the choice. You set the strategy and you committed, right? It's not your mom, your sister, your best friend saying, hey, let's go to this workout class. Hey, come to the gym with me. Hey, you want to do this? It's you saying, this is my why. This is what I'm going to do, period. I'm going to hire someone to help me. I'm going to, sign up for this workout plan. I'm going to purchase this program. Whatever you're going to do it, commit to it. Tell no one if you don't want to. It doesn't matter. You don't have to tell any of your friends. Just be like, no, I'm good when they ask you to do something, right? But you have to decide for that. That was one of the most powerful things that I did for myself. I decided for myself, I'm done with all this other shit and I'm doing me. And honestly, there's something really empowering about that. If you're anything like me, when you do that for yourself, it's really empowering. When I did it for myself, like, no, I want to look strong. I want to feel strong. I want to actually be strong. Like, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I am doing this for myself. That's huge. It was so much easier to adhere to that when I knew why I was doing these workouts, why I'm eating more. It's really, really empowering. So I hope this episode was helpful. I'm going to just let you know the steps one more time. Have the knowledge. 2, make the choice. 3, figure out your strategy. And 4, commit. If you do those things, you will absolutely crush your fitness goals this year. I am happy to support you in whatever way that I can. I've been having some really great conversations these last 2 weeks over break with some mamas that have really appreciated me being real and raw about my fitness actually this holiday season, how I'm just taking a step back and how that's okay. That's been really, really refreshing. I'm happy to continue those conversations because I love the realness of that and just encouraging you all to slow down and enjoy your lives and your children and your families and yourself really, and give yourself rest because you deserve it. But I'm also here when it's time to rock and roll, right? I have my Fit Club that includes amazing workouts and community. I have my one-on-one coaching option. I have some download options of workouts on my brand new website, ChristyCastillo.com. It's a beautiful brand new website. Go check that out. But I'm definitely here to help. And obviously, if you don't want to work with me, that's totally fine. Keep kicking ass on your own, but I'm always here for you if you need anything. Let's commit to all of these things in 2024 and so much more. I hope this episode started off your week with a bang, and I will talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.